What is going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm here to do the first quick hit scouting report video that I wanted to do for you today. This one is going to be for the New England Patriots, our final matchup of the season in Week 18. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So they obviously did lose this past week to the Buffalo Bills. They are now both 9-6. Buffalo is the current division leader yet again, and at this point it looks like they will probably win the division, but with New England going in as a wild card would be my guess. So, but they are both 9-6. The Bills win 33-21, and let's go through this. So New England had 288 total yards, allowing 428. They had 139 through the air, allowing 314. They had 149 on the ground, giving up 114. Or 314 through the air for Buffalo, 114 on the ground. They were 4.8 yards per play, allowing 5.7. Neither team lost a fumble. New England did throw the 2 interceptions, didn't get any of their own. Let's see, and they did let up 1 sack, not getting any either. So, and then they were only 10% on third down, obviously not good, allowing 50%. Only held the ball for 24-51, 35-09 for the Bills. 3 penalties to the Buffalo 5. Okay, now we'll take a look at the Patriots. They obviously had a not very good day. Mac Jones was only 14-32 for 145 and the 2 interceptions. Damian Harris, 18 rushes, 103 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 5.7 average. Mac Jones, 6 rushes for 33 yards and a 5.5. Jacoby Myers led the way in the receiving game, 6 of 8 for 59. Kendrick Bourne, 2 of 4 for 33. Brandon Bolden, 2 of 5 for 20. N'Keal Harry, 2 of 6 for 15. So, originally, of course, I had my original and my revised predictions, right? So I had us going either 6-11 originally, 9-8 was my revised prediction after training camp right before the season. Either way, I actually had this as a win, but I also had the week 1 matchup as a loss, and so I had us splitting, and I'm actually going to stick with that though at this point because it looks like this is going to be a really tough matchup for us at the end of the season. They're going to need to win to get into the playoffs. We may need to win to get into the playoffs provided we can, beat Tennessee this weekend. And so it's going to be a big game, I think, no matter what, because I think they play Jacksonville this week, and I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to beat Jacksonville, get to 10 wins. Buffalo, whoever they play, I don't think it's anyone major. They'll get to 10 wins. So, after this week. So it's going to be a tough matchup for sure when we get to them. Real quick, let me go through this, and then I'll get back to that. Josh Allen was 30 of 47. For 314 and 3 touchdowns. He also had 12 rushes for 64 yards and a 5.3. They had a brilliant day. The Bills did, obviously. Had a good bounce back to... They actually ran the ball, though, and Josh Allen obviously was a big part of that. But Singletary also had 12 carries for 39 yards, a touchdown, and a 3.3, with Zach Moss having 3 for 12 yards and a 4 average. And that's what I've been saying about the Bills is if they can just have a run game, their offense actually will be really deadly. Isaiah McKenzie led the way receiving, 11-12, 125 and a score. Stephon Diggs, 7 of 13 for 85 and a touchdown. Devin Singletary, 5 of 6 for 39. Emmanuel Sanders, 2 of 4 for 20. Jake Kumaro, 1 of 3 for 13. Zach Moss, 1 for 13. Dawson Knox, 2 of 3 for 11 and a touchdown. But yeah, so, and they have a really good defense. We're going to get to the league standings and stuff here in a minute, but they have a really good defense, and they have been quietly one of the better overall offenses in the league. And so it is going to be a tough matchup. Obviously, these last two, the Saints was supposed to be a tough matchup too, but obviously that didn't go quite in that fashion because of the circumstance. But these last 2 games stand to be tough matchups. Because it doesn't look like the Titans game is going to be, they certainly are one of the more injured teams in the league, having 30 to 35 players plus on the injured reserve the entire way. But they're not going to have too many guys on COVID this week, so they're going to be basically at full strength. And then the Patriots, I would assume, barring some kind of massive COVID outbreak, they'll be at full strength. And both of these teams, like the Titans this week, they will be able to clinch their division and their playoff spot by getting this win. So, and then they may be able to rest some guys this upcoming week if they get the win this week. So, big implications for, and then obviously the Patriots are going to be playing for the postseason, just point blank bottom line period in week 18. So, both of these games are going to have major implications. They're going to be tough opponents, and they look like they're going to be at basically full strength. So, not easy for the Dolphins, and, we'll see how it plays out. Obviously I'll have predictions in my videos. Tomorrow I'll be doing my preview video for the Titans game, and then I should be doing my preview video for the Patriots game next Friday, because the schedule will be all back to normal. Obviously it was a little thrown off with the Monday night game this week. So anyway, let's get to these league standings. The Patriots are currently 17th when it comes to total offensive yardage, having 5,158 on the season and 343.9 per game. They're 18th in passing with 3,547 on the season, 236.5 per game. They're 9th in rushing with 1,836 on the season, 122.4 per game. 11th in points with 388 total, 25.9 per game. And they're 13th in third down offense with 41.3%. They're actually technically tied, though, with us, because we also have 41.3%. So they're technically tied for 12th. But they fell right behind us at 13th on the list. Anyway, so as you can see, they have a pretty solid offense. Is it, spectacular? Obviously not, but for the most part in the top half of the league, and they have been pretty good. They have, a good offensive line, a good run game. They have, some solid tight ends and okay wide receivers, and Mac Jones is doing what he's asked. But the defense is where it gets really dangerous for the Dolphins, because they are currently third in the league, allowing only 315.5 yards per game, third in passing, which would be our strength on offense, allowing only 209. Yes, it looks like, there may be an opening in their rushing defense, because they're allowing 121.9 per game, which is 23rd in the league. However, we suck at running the ball. And I'm pretty sure they'll do a better overall job than what the Jets did. And I mean, just based off of the fact that they're giving up 121.9, I mean, that's like 60 some odd yards. That's like a little over 60 yards less than what the Jets gave up. Because remember, we had 183 rushing yards in total in that game. So obviously it is less than what we did against the Jets, and this is their, game in, game out total for the entire season. So I don't think it's going to be all that easy to run against them. So it's going to be a tough matchup. But then they're second. They're technically tied for first in the league, only allowing 17.3 points per game. They're fifth in taking the ball away, having 27 takeaways. Second in interceptions with 20 on the year. Not very good at the fumbles, but obviously it balances out. They're 18th or 8th after ties with 7. They're okay in sacks. They're not spectacular. They only have 33, which is 18th or 12th after ties. They are right behind us, though, of course, in passes defensed at 82, which is second. And they're fifth in third down defense, only allowing 35.8%. So it's going to be super difficult for us to move the ball against them and, score points against them. And their offense is probably going to be able to be a little bit more, at least a little bit more effective than ours, I would think. So, especially too because, yes, I get it that the Dolphins have been getting a ton of pressure in the second half of the season, but in the first half of the season, they only got, I think, 12 of their sacks, and the rest, the other 33 of them have come in the second half. The reason for that, obviously, the primary reason is, yes, there is some growth and development, obviously, from some of these players, but the primary reason is because they changed the defensive scheme completely back to what it was and what they're good at, right? And so that's why over the second half, since those changes were made, that's what happened. And that's all on coaching. They could have had so many more in the first half of the season if they were just playing it the way they should have. Anyway, so my point though with that is that a lot of that also, the other reason for that is not just because of the defensive scheme change-ups. That's the primary reason. The secondary reason, though, is because a lot of these teams, whether Dolphins fans like to, acknowledge it or not, were not good, right? You had the Jets twice, you had the Giants and the Texans, that's 4 of the games. Then you had the fucking absolutely decimated Saints roster when it came to their offense, right? No offensive line, a 4th string quarterback in his first game, et cetera, with no weapons. Then you had the Panthers led by Cam Newton, which wasn't very good, clearly, and Christian McCaffrey got hurt in that game. And then you have the only really good offense in there was Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. But they've also had injuries and stuff like that. So, I mean, just keeping it real and keeping it in context, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy the win streak or anything, but it is being realistic about how they actually got there. And so, yes, it is fun. It is impressive. We love those stats. They're now first in the league in sacks. But against the Patriots and the Titans, especially the Titans now that they've gotten all of their starting offensive linemen back, it's not going to be that easy. We're not going maybe we do get a couple sacks, but we're not going to get 6, 8 sacks. I mean, I would love to see it. I would love to be proven wrong, but probably not, right? So my point is it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and we need to strap up for that and get ready, and we'll see how it plays out. Anyway, with that, let me get out of here. Before I do, check out the Rave On Sports App, the new fan-driven sports app for all of your sports, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, college, whatever you like, they got it. And they are looking to enhance your game day experience with live play-by-play coverage, live chats with other fans, and content creators like myself, as well as giving you an arena to dispute all the terrible officiating we've seen in recent years. And with that, make sure you check the links to that in the description box. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. Of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at DillonTartaro, as well as on Instagram at Dolphins_with_Dillon. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.